The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Atta boy,
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is time. I can't talk already. Good Lord. Great start to the show, everybody. It's Tuesday night. That means it's time for another edition of Crap Root Sports. I'm Mike. With me is a man who hopefully can talk, Scott. Scott, how you feeling, man?
I know you're just excited as me about the start of the NBA. Could barely speak, my man. We're back, baby. We're back. Round ball. Woo! Let's go. No other sports on the docket. This is it. Round ball. That's it for the next 6 months.
I just got John Tesh playing on a loop in my head all day long, baby. Just round ball rock nonstop. It's been amazing.
Somebody turn off NBC. I don't care where else it gets played now. It's still always going to be NBC's song.
How are you, man? You recovered after that this weekend?
I'm all right. You know, things happened, reasons. We're here.
I needed to check on you. Like, I felt like the need to just check on you because you've been very quiet throughout the baseball playoffs. And then this World Series came to be. And I know this was like very low on your list of things you wanted to see. And then I saw Backwards K last night and I was like, man, Scott is not in a good place mentally. He is not, he's not doing well.
I'm not a big baseball guy right now, but it's okay. Pitchers and catchers report in a few months. We'll be all right. We're gonna make it through this together, y'all. We're gonna make it through.
Yes.
Absolutely. No matter what comes in the
Gabe
next week and a half.
Correct take, by the way. He thought the NBA started on Christmas Day. Same brain, Gabe.
It's 100% accurate, but to wash the taste of this World Series out of my mouth, I'm all in on some NBA for at least a week and a half.
Well, speaking of somebody who's disappointed in the World Series, hanging out with us tonight, Matt Barr. Matt Barr, how you feeling, man? You had a rough weekend.
I think Robert summed it up best before the show started. He said today's episode should be titled Matt Barr's Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Sunday. Last time I came on here, I bragged about how I had possibly the best sports weekend of my adult life. Well, I pissed off the sports gods because I had one of the worst weekends of my sports life as an adult. Because the Jamie lost on Saturday, the 49ers lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch, and then the Mets got eliminated from the playoffs Sunday night. So I really went and screwed the pooch on this one. But other than that, I'm doing fine. How are you guys doing?
Welcome to my world, bud. Welcome to my world of just sports punching you in the crotch repeatedly over a weekend. It's and
he just calls that Sunday. There's no special monikers thrown out. It's just Sunday.
Robert also said in the comment section, I hear there's no Mookie this week. Well, surprise, surprise. Mookie is in the building. Mookie, how's it going, man?
It's going, man. Through NIL, all things are possible. So staying focused on the mission.
So jot that down.
Got my man Caesar here, seeing me all the way through this. So,
how did you tell everybody? Because you're not in the speakeasy. You don't have the background.
I'm not in the speakeasy. I am in the delivery wing at Christ Hospital with my brand new 29-hour-old son and my wife here. So we had a successful delivery yesterday.
Yeah!
Oliver Beckett Wyborski joined the
crap brood
family.
baby.
Goddamn right. So had to pop in, thank everyone. I know there's been a little bit of a shared journey. Appreciate the support from the fourth host, the chat section. But yeah, dude, y'all ain't playing around. This is the real business. Like, I have no idea where we are. I don't know. I mean, it could be 4 a.m. It could be noon. I couldn't tell you. Fuck. But it feels great. Feels good. Real good.
Well done on that one, Mookie. And just so that everybody knows, baby and mama are doing fine.
Baby and mama doing great. Yep. It all went very smoothly. It wasn't necessarily the way we planned, but everyone came out happy and healthy. That's the most important thing. And
Welcome to parenthood. It's never what you
Yeah.
plan. It's never, ever what you plan. Like,
Not
plan
even close.
something and then realize that plan is going to shit immediately.
Yeah. Like this is my world right now. The thing I got most excited about to share with you guys as far as what I'm drinking tonight is Welch's sparkling cider. That's right. Probably going to be a dog because it's all we got. But, we're making it. And, it's rough when you're sitting here watching hockey and you see Miller Lights on the boards of the spectators watching the hockey game. And you go, man, that looks like a really, really good beer. I would go for a Miller Light right now. But yeah, just happy to be here, share this moment with y'all.
Tank wanted to know, he said, congrats, Mook. Did you bet on the delivery time?
That would be a conflict of interest as I was running the book, Tank. So no, I didn't have any money on it yet. My mother cleaned up. Grandma absolutely smoked it. 98% of the possible points in the pool. Some folks were very displeased with that, calling for collusion. Delivery times, like, I'm all for it. So,
yeah, Matt Barr was not happy that Grandma won the pool, despite the fact that he was in like 17th place. He wasn't even close, but he was very upset that Grandma won the pool.
And if you got any additional words to say, Matt, my mom said one thing: "Come at me, bro. Come at me." Rolling up to C-Town and see what you got, because she'll throw some hands.
Pass.
Well done.
Well played.
Mookie, congratulations, man. We're so happy for you guys.
Congrats, bro.
And it's awesome. Also, thanks a lot for making us look like assholes, because when we had Kieran, when Scott had Luke, like, we didn't have shows or we weren't here. Like, you're here the day after your kid is born, like popping into the show. It makes Scott and I look terrible. So thank you for that. Man.
Well, to be fair, I'm a professional, and really all credit goes to my wife, Jenna. She's.
I was just gonna say
this a lot, and I'm sitting here ready to go on air. You guys are getting ready, and she goes, "Hey, go grab the Welch's. Go grab the sparkling cider. Like, get your beer out there."
Look,
clearly a family effort.
There's two ways of looking at it. Either it looks bad on us or it looks bad on our wives. And since I know they're not watching this, I blame them. So, this looks bad on them.
I feel like I've done my part here tonight, boys.
Jenna knocked it out of the park.
Mookie, we'll let you go. Go give that baby a hug.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Get some sleep, or try to, or don't, whatever. Congratulations, man.
I will be sure to share photos of the CBS onesie. It's washed. It's in the dresser. It is ready to be in the rotation. So don't you worry. This kid's being indoctrinated. I mean, he's got a life of misery ahead of him. Like, he's going to be Red Wings, Arsenal, Notre Dame fan, but he's going to look damn well doing it. So
I got to say, I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping the CBS onesie was going to be the to-go home outfit, but that's okay. I'm not picky. That's fine. As long as it makes it into the rotation, that's fine.
What are the odds on Baby Wyborski's first word being parlay?
Let's start a new pool.
Probably pretty good, because last night we were sitting here watching the Bucks Ravens game, and he's laying on my chest just giving mom a break, and I'm sitting here going, yeah, I only need one hand to put some money line bets down here. Got that nice Derrick Henry anytime touchdown score right before his 81-yard run he ripped off. So yeah, Matt, hammer that under.
Thanks that I bet a wild parlay on a C-section circumcision.
Yo, that thing cashed, man. That thing cashed hard, Tank. So get yourself some bubbly and celebrate that win.
That had to be some juicy odds on that one too. That was a good one. All right, Mook. We'll see you, bud. It was great hearing from you.
Love you, Mook.
Yes, absolutely.
Come back another time, but enjoy the time off, man.
One more thing. Tell them to save money on sending you that bill and just have them email it to you. It's easier just to hit delete.
Wait for it.
This man is hitting buttons from the delivery room.
I love it.
He's button mashing from the delivery room.
Well, and right on cue, I think I hear some poop. So
See you, Mook.
See you, Mookie.
Peace out,
Love
Mookie,
you,
bro.
man. Congratulations, Mookie and Jenna. That's awesome. So yeah, Mookie will be here for a little bit while he settles into life with the baby at home. So we'll have a cast of rotating Mookies that come through to try to fill in a little bit. So that's Matt Barr tonight. Mookie Barr will be filling in. We got an awesome show. Why that look, Mookie Barr?
Fucking know why. You
I was
fucking
gonna say,
know why.
you know what you did twice.
I don't know anything. The third chair is the Mookie chair. It's Mookie Barr.
It was last time I was on, so yeah, I'm gonna own that one for now.
At least you're able to talk during the intro. We got an awesome show tonight. We're going to talk some NFL news. I want to know about some World Series bets, and I've got theories on who we should bet based on that. And then I've got an ultimate petty story coming to us from the world of college basketball. And it's fitting that Mookie's not here because I actually have a soccer story that most people are going to enjoy too. We'll get to all those. Before we do, though, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. Scott, what is in your mug rated on Caesar scale, dog or no dog?
We're back, baby. We got another pumpkin ale, and this time it's the classics. Taft's collabo with Frisch's on that pumpkin pie ale. 6%er, smooth. This is the ideal sipping pumpkin ale, if you ask me. Like, as much as I love me some pumpkin, don't get me wrong, that's good sipping too, but this is like, got to be in a state of mind for some pumpkin because, you got to set the mood. This, I can just grab it and go. Smooth, dog every time. Love it.
That is a good one. That's up there as one of my favorite pumpkins.
Yeah.
You know what? Can I make an admission, Scott? It is October 22nd.
You haven't had any pumpkin beer?
To have a pumpkin beer this year.
Dude, I'll say this. I'm not going to get on you too much because I had, the other two that I had found, but, we run into the issue where it went from oversaturated to undersaturated. So I was shocked that I was even able to find this today when I went shopping for beer because it has been scarce out there in the wild for the pumpkin beers this year.
Scott, can I make another admission to you? I haven't even tried to look for a pumpkin beer, and it's October 22nd. I fear
that's just egregious.
I'm very scared that I've grown out of pumpkin beers. Like, I had no desire to look for them this year, and I'm worried. Maybe I just need to get a pumpkin and get myself.
You get one on your tongue.
Yeah.
You just forgotten a little bit. It's okay.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mookie Bar. What are you drinking tonight? Really on Caesar scale, dog or no dog?
So the brewery I work at, Hardywood, here in Richmond, Virginia, has 3 options for pumpkin beers to choose from. I went with Mars and Gone Hellas. It is not pumpkin at all because fuck pumpkin beers. I think they suck. So this was a Marzen. This was a beer that was supposed to come out as a Marzen, but they ended up not getting enough malt into it, so it turned out as Hellas. It's 5.8% ABV. It's a banger. It's light, crisp, and nice malt backbone. Dog.
That's always amazing to me when a brewery has a beer and then they just mess it up and then they're just like, it's just something else now. Like, it's just a different thing than what we planned on.
It's delicious. It's really good. And like 5.8%, you can drink these all day. It's fantastic.
That does sound good. Marzen and Hell's beers. I'm on board with both of those. All right. Robert Taylor said he's drinking Well-Work Brewing's Wakey Wakey, an 8.2% boba-styled imperial sour ale with banana, strawberry, boba syrup, and maple syrup. It's probably the best thing at this brewery. Scott, you're Mr. Sour now. How does that one pique your interest?
It does, but I'm such a dork that the first thing I thought was boba, like Boba Fett. I just feel like that's a missed opportunity on the can art and the name that they went with Wakey Wakey. But other than that, I'm all in. That sounds delicious.
Have you ever had a boba tea? Because I have not.
Boba teas are amazing. Like, I love chewing the little pearls and everything, little tapioca pearls, good stuff. But I mean, you got to be careful with the flavors, though. Like, just generic or original OG bubble tea, a little bit. It's not for the weak.
This one here, though, these flavors that I'm looking at here, I feel like you're just going to get banana and maple syrup flavors. Like, I don't feel like the banana always overpowers everything, right? And then that maple syrup is another one.
That strawberry's getting lost, probably.
Yeah, you're not getting much strawberry, I feel like, in that one. And then the maple syrup is what's going to dominate the back end of that, it feels like. So I don't know. I feel like
I'm all in. But I'm very curious. I mean, that's an extra step. The Imperial Sour. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for that one.
It's true.
We didn't jump. That's jumping both legs in, and we slow played those IPAs. So I don't know about an Imperial Sour, but I'm curious.
Robert also clarifying, by best thing there, he means the new spot that he found after his old beer cave closed down, not the brewery itself. Fair correction. Gabe is drinking Big Slurp, a juicy Imperial IPA from Noda Brewing Company, 8.5% ABV. He says it is a dog. Scott, stop me if you've heard this one before. I'm drinking Doom Pedal from 50 West.
I love it because I almost went. I was just about home. I stopped at the last possible place to stop before just thinking like, oh shit, it's Tuesday and I have absolutely no beer. I could always do Bud Light. Nah, pull over. So, but I respect it. I thought about you when I saw Doom Pedal in the case. I was like, it's Doom Pedal.
Third week.
Gotta get you fucked up. You gotta be careful.
It was
heavy hitter.
It's a dog. You already know it because I've said it 2 weeks in a row now. But the six-pack is gone, so now I have to buy beer. And I'm like, damn, this sucks.
I was just going to say, isn't it a horrible feeling? Like, I went from getting excited to I'm like, man, I have to buy beer now. I have nothing left. I can't concoct anything. I can't, like stretch something out. No, this is it. I have to go in and physically purchase beer. It's kind of blows.
You know when I'm going to end up buying the beer, right? It's going to be Tuesday at 7
Morning.
p.m. Right before the show. Like, I got to get something. Shit, I forgot.
You got to do what you got to do. After that, you're going to be talking about, I have hams.
I've got this came in 40 ounces. It's an Old English. It was available at the BP down the street.
Handcrafted, though.
It's a dog.
It's several dogs.
It's a vicious dog. All right, let's start the show off, fellas, talking some football. The big story from the weekend, boys, is Deshaun Watson tearing his Achilles against the Bengals, going down, season over, likely part of next season as well. And well, that's kind of fun to see a guy who's been accused of so many sexual assaults go down with an injury. It also really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So if you didn't see what happened, the Browns fans started
no
cheering.
pun intended. I can't believe you said that with a straight face and didn't even catch it. Come on.
I noticed Matt Barr give a look in the preview.
I didn't even see him, but I'm like, did he just say that?
He gave me that look, and I'm like, what is wrong with? And then you hit me with that, and I didn't even register.
That's an unfortunate choice of phrasing there.
That's really bad. That's really bad.
Deshaun rubbing folks the wrong way. Whew.
Mookie Burlon here. The story out. So the Browns fans cheered when Watson went down. When they realized he was hurt, the Browns fans cheered. And then the players afterwards came to the defense of Watson and talked about how terrible it was that these fans were cheering. Myles Garrett had a very unfortunate statement where he said, Deshaun Watson has been a very upstanding citizen all throughout college and most of his pro career.
Except for the 47 isolated incidents, he's been a model citizen. They're isolated. They're not the same. It's very different.
The use of most cracked me up because I saw where he was going, and then there was almost like this pause of like, and most of his career. There's a little bit that he wasn't, but for the rest of it, model citizen.
Shades of gray.
And then our boy, famous Jameis.
Oh my God, he went off
with some like off the wall comments. He sounded like he was like talking down to little kids. He was about to cry, defending Deshaun Watson. It was weird from all sides. Scott, how did you take the Deshaun Watson injury? Like, what did you take away from all of this?
The minute that text came through, I thought, karma, because after all the things that have happened, but it was more karma for like the Browns, like this is the worst contract I think we've ever seen in sports. I think it's pretty fair to say that. This is the worst contract we've ever seen in sports. And for the Browns and their fans, it has gotten worse and worse every single day. Like, it was bad when you're like, all right, we're giving him all this guaranteed money. And I haven't seen him play in a year and a half. It was just kind of okay before. Hadn't really hit his full potential. But, like, okay, like, it's the Browns. Like, maybe he'll just be like, you expected him to just be semi-competent. He's been way worse than that, and it's just been one big embarrassment after the other. More issues have come out since. Like, what a fucking utter complete disaster! And now the man tears his Achilles and is out for the year. I mean, can you blame Browns fans though? Honestly, they didn't sign this contract, and you'd ask, I don't think I know a single Browns fan that was excited about or positive about the initial move. Like, there might have been some that talked themselves into.
Let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes there, because there were Browns fans.
I mean, there's always a sect that's going to be like, oh, they'll be like, well, okay, and it'll be fine. But
no. They were the worst of the worst. You had these guys outside of the stadium with signs that said "fuck them hoes," "free Watson," shirts that said
"wow,
give me a massage."
Wow,
you don't recall this? You don't remember this?
Because there was is that a child?
That was a kid holding that
child
shirt.
Holding.
Yes, that was a kid holding that shirt. They had this display at a tailgate where it was a Houston Texans #4 jersey on a mannequin with a giant penis underneath a towel.
It's not even a black mannequin.
It's not a black mannequin. That's awkward.
Racist.
But then they had this say at the same tailgate, and if you can't see the flag in the background, that's Deshaun Watson's head superimposed over the big dude whose dong is hanging out, like that meme. There were fans that were all about this, Scott. They loved the move. They rationalized this all away. And the only reason why they were booing, they could have been booing all along. They could have been booing this predator who was out there on the field. The reason why they weren't booing is because they started to boo because he was bad. It has nothing to do with anything off the field. So they were just mad that he was terrible at football. If he was great, nobody would have been booing this in that stadium.
Oh, no, sure, I get that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, my mistake, I guess. I didn't realize that there was such a sect of people that was that excited. But my first impression was that majority of Browns fans were smart enough to realize how bad of a deal it was. And from the word go, we're not on board with it because it was going to, and it got progressively worse until this culmination of, and now he's out for the year. And I mean, it's not like he was ever going to be anything close to what he was in Houston before, but you tear your Achilles, you damn sure not going to get that version of him now. Like, I mean, and all that money's guaranteed. Like, they're paying him to not play football. So it's an abject disaster.
Bar, how did you feel once you saw Deshaun Watson go down?
Oh, I laughed. Like some shit. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Fuck Deshaun Watson. Fuck. And there's been all these reports coming out recently that saying like he can't even run an NFL offense, and Bill O'Brien had to run Clemson offense for him to even be functional, and he sucks in Cleveland because Stefanski's like, no, you're a big boy. Put your big boy pants on and read a defense, and he can't do it. But I think the best take I saw from all this, and it was a backlash to the players that were calling him an upstanding and model citizen, and Jameis Winston, which, by the way, the best part about this injury is we get a full season of Jameis Winston, boys. We'll get back to that. But my favorite thing that happened came from Michelle Beadle, who used to host Sports Nation, and she was doing a radio show. And she said that Browns fans that went to the game thought because they paid money, they could do whatever they wanted to do with their voices. And she's like, they're right. They can, because that's exactly what Deshaun Watson did. He did whatever the fuck he wanted to do, and he just paid to make it go away. So fuck Deshaun Watson. He deserves every little bit of this. I hope this is a career ender. It has to be a career ender. I don't care about that contract. There's no way that another team looks at the way he played this year as like, we need to bring him in. So fuck Deshaun Watson. I hope he never recovers from this. And I hope there's some justice in the world. And if we have to get it via an Achilles injury, so be it.
See, I had a little bit of a different take on this one, fellas, because when he went down, I was actually really bummed out. And it's not because I'm a Bengals fan and I like to see the Browns not do well. And it wasn't because, like, I feel bad for the fans that have had to sit there and watch, like Tank mentioned. Don't be surprised when you bring in a sexual predator most of us didn't want, killing our cap to keep guy, fucked up our drafts, can't play, and Jimmy Haslam kept doubling down, trotting him out. I feel bad for fans like that and for fans like Biscuit, who stopped following the Browns altogether because of this signing. Like, Biscuit just bailed on the team. I feel bad for those fans. Who I don't feel bad for are the fans who are out there supporting him from the jump, who would have rationalized all of this, who basically were like, no, if he plays good, then I will ignore all of this and be fine with him being my quarterback as long as we win football games. And I wanted the Browns to have to suffer through Deshaun Watson being terrible under center forever for the duration of the contract. Like, that's the karma I wanted, not the karma of, haha, you're hurt, you're not able to play anymore, and the Browns are stuck with this contract, because they've got an insurance policy. Like, I've read reports that their insurance policy is worth up to like $58 million potentially. So they're going to recoup a bunch of this money anyways. That's like a quarter of his contract that they're going to get back through the insurance policy because of the injury. If it wasn't because of the injury, they wouldn't have been able to get that money back. Like, I'm pissed that Haslam got his out. I'm mad that the Browns have this escape hatch that just got pulled for them. They should be forced to sit there. They should, what they should do? If there was justice in the world, Deshaun Watson should have to go out there on crutches and play next week and sit there and get his ass on crutches with the torn Achilles. And have to do it every single week, because that's the justice that I want to see happen to this guy. Like, that's what I want, is for the Browns to have to suffer through Deshaun Watson.
If that justice was real, then they would have trotted Aaron Rodgers back out last year, because fuck that guy too. So, really, we're clear. I think it's clear that justice does not exist. But I did enjoy the conspiracy theory that the Browns were so pissed at Deshaun Watson, they wanted him to fail. So they just kept trotting him out there and refused to bench him because they just wanted him to be miserable behind that offensive line and get crushed and just like actively hate football to the point where he was going to walk away on his own. So, I'm kind of with you on this one, Mike. I kind of see your point of view. I also enjoy the physical justice that happened.
Don't get me wrong. It's a nice consolation prize, but I just feel like it's Haslam. I don't like that Haslam gets the escape hatch here. Walter saying Watson was 15 for 17 when he went down. He could well have been on his way to reclaiming his top QB status. That may be correct, except you have to take into account he was playing against the Bengals, who are absolute dog shit on defense. So they make any quarterback look great. Throw in Bailey Zappi in there, and he's going to look like an MVP candidate against the Bengals, because that defense, trash. They are awful. Absolutely dog shit. It's so bad to watch week in and week out. Scott, Matt Barr mentioned Jameis Winston time, but he's not number 2 on the depth chart. Actually, now he's number 2. He's number 3 on the depth chart going into this week.
Number 1 on our hearts.
Do we get Jameis? Is LASIK Jameis coming out?
I hope so, because he was back in tip-top form. I know it was just a rambling, but like, it was Jameis at his best, talking about the fans and just, I know him as a man and as a person. He gets all wide-eyed and real loud. Like, it's like Pastor Jameis. He gets up there on his pulpit, and Jameis saw that. He sees the moment and he runs with it, because that's what I thought. I was like, Jameis was waiting for this, because Jameis loves to be in front of the camera and have those moments where he just talks and talks, and you at the end you'd be like, the fuck was he saying? Did he really even say anything? No? Okay, cool. but it goes on forever. Like, I'm here for Pastor Jameis. So, like, yes, give that man the starting nod and give him and put a microphone in front of him after every game, win, lose, or draw. I need Jameis back on my television. I think the world is ready for this version of Jameis.
So
Redemption tour, baby.
I'm glad you mentioned the Pastor Jameis thing, because I was thinking about the two players that got quoted the most about Deshaun Watson were Myles Garrett and Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston just being Jameis Winston. Pass. He's cool. He gets a pass for me.
Does he
Myles
get a pass
Garrett,
for this look though?
Okay,
The look was really great.
The look does not deserve a pass, Matt Barr.
The look. You know what that look is? You know what that look is? That look is he is a third grade teacher about to tell somebody's mom and dad that their kid's been a little asshole in school. That is what she is. She is ready for the parent-teacher conference with that fit. Look at that. Good.
He spent so long getting that braided, dog. He sat way too long in the chair for all that. Like, it doesn't even look good either. It's like, yo.
I know it doesn't. It looks really rough. But you know what this look screams? This look screams third string quarterback, because you're not doing that to your hair if you have any chance of getting into the game. This dude, he knew where he sat on the depth chart. Do you think him going off like he did was his audition to get back in this?
Yes.
Absolutely. DTR is not the guy. It's going to be the Jameis team, because the Browns right now, what they need is someone that they can rally behind and actually like. And I don't think there's a more likable quarterback in the NFL than Jameis Winston, because, he always quotes his coaches, and he's like, his coaches tell him to be prepared. So he just told him to be prepared. So, you really got to love Jameis Winston. My favorite thing he did is I can't remember who was giving the pregame speech in Tampa, but they were like, look at the man next to you. And Jameis Winston just goes, and just stares at the dude, right? Like, Jameis Winston is the funniest guy in the NFL.
He is.
And he's going to, when he retires, he's going to get the Marshawn Lynch treatment, where they're just going to send Jameis Winston to random places and see what he thinks. And I can't wait for those clips either. But man,
he's such
it better be Jameis.
He's such a goofy dude. I love it. Like, I want to hear him talk about everything and be like, yo, what do you think about the new Chicken Big Mac, Jameis? And go. Like, I just want his thoughts on just.
I really love that new Chicken Big Mac. I'm a big fan. Look at this look. Imagine being a reporter, and this is what's staring back at you, and that reporter was eating that shit up. That reporter was like, "Oh, I got."
It was quotes.
I got the goal.
Yeah, that was a score.
I think Tank's got it right. He wants a Fox Sports alt audio track where he just listen to Jameis Winston all game instead of the announcers. I would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
God, that would
a heartbeat.
That would be something to hear. Because how many times on the sidelines during a game does somebody go, Jameis, shut the fuck up? Like, it's got to be. The over-under has to be a 10, and I'm smashing that over. Because he's over there talking to everybody, and they're just like, oh, Jesus Christ, Jameis is fucking.
Oh, you just see him coming again after he throws his third pick of the game, and here he comes going down doing the high five. You're like, this motherfucker, here he comes again. God damn, we've been chasing after them motherfuckers all day with this picks, and here he comes high fiving us, trying to tell us to keep our heads up. God damn, how about you stop throwing another pick, Jameis? Myles Garrett is like, I guess I'm going back on the field, huh, Jameis?
That's not the case anymore, Scott. He got LASIK. He's good. He's fine. All right. There's not as many picks.
Did y'all see I'm talking about post-game interviews. Did y'all see my favorite post-game interview of the week with Najee Harris?
I did not.
No, I missed that one.
Okay. All right, Scott. So I'm going to point at the camera. I need you to say a certain word for me. All right. So Najee Harris gets up to the podium. He's like, and somebody asks him questions. Oh, shit. My guy. What's up, my?
Negative.
There it is. So, yeah, he said that live on the camera, and you could just see Najee Harris process how much money he was going to get fined for dropping that at the podium. And then he went silent for like 30 seconds, and he's like, my guy, the offensive line played great. And he just didn't want to talk anymore.
I love that he forgot where he was for a moment. That's fantastic.
So what you're telling me is Najee's post-game interview was basically just code switch in action. Like, you just saw it happen in action of him just going, oh, fuck, wrong version of myself. My guy, hey, how's it going? Hello, hi, how are you? That's fantastic, Mookie Bar. Good story to bring to the table.
I'm glad we got a guy like Scott on the team to really bring it home.
Yeah, that story would not work if Scott wasn't here. That's not happening.
And yet I feel like Jameis could use a couple more of those in his little pulpit, readings. Like he gets so animated and just all the wide eyes, and God,
that's what does it. It's the eyes staring at you that is the creepiest part of Winston talking. It's the bulging eyes that he has.
And like you said, it sounded like he was about to cry too. He's like, I know the man. And just like, are you dating him? Like it was extra hard. Like this standing up for a teammate. And then there was this, but only Jameis could get away with it.
The end of the day, I'm disappointed that Watson got hurt. Like I said, I want him out there. So fire him up in those crutches, send him out there. I just want to see him get crushed week in and week out. Did you put that up, that part, that comment?
Yeah, I was on the crap food thing. I was trying to create a comment for myself, but fuck.
That makes it even better.
As soon as it went, I'm like, oh, fuck, that's from the actual...
I let you have producer access one time, and you're out here commenting on the stream.
Mookie Bar in the hizzy.
Next thing you know, all the videos are going to be moved around. We won't be able to find the drop. Bar will be like, I just wanted to press some buttons.
I have not been touching buttons. I typed one comment because I usually do comment when I'm on here, even by myself. So
amazing. All right, let's move over to another quarterback making headlines this weekend. We finally heard from Tua since his last concussion.
I hate being right again.
Lot to unpack. Yes, if you missed earlier when we first talked about Guardian caps being allowed in the NFL, Scott had a very specific take that there was going to be a certain player or type of player that would not be caught dead in the Guardian cap. He originally said wide receiver. That was the first position group that Scott said would not wear the Guardian cap, followed closely by cornerback. For a certain reason. Scott, would you like to share the reason why?
The further away you get away from the center, the more likely that it is that they're not going to wear the Guardian cap, because look good, feel good, play good, and ain't no way that a wide receiver DB is going to be caught dead. And that's because they're black. Like, I just get past all the noise and just say, black folks ain't wearing these caps. And Tua, who barely qualifies, like maybe even my man Tua's like, yo, we Hawaiians, we ain't fucking with them. We ain't fucking with them Guardian caps either, my guy. And I love it. Oh, it's just a personal choice. Like, been concussed to the moon and back. He's like, yo, I'd rather die out on that field than be caught dead in a Guardian cap. Like, if I'm gonna die anyway, I want it to be in a regular helmet.
It's amazing to me. So yes, Tua did say they asked him if he would wear a Guardian cap, and he just flatly said no. Just flatly. It wasn't even like he talked around it or like, well, it influences how I play and I don't like it. It was just no. It's a personal choice. Just weird, like reminiscent of people denying the vaccine back in 2020.
Yes.
Like that's what I got vibes of. Like he's got some weird conspiracy theory that the Guardian caps are implanting 5G towers into his brain, and that's why he won't wear it. Like that's what I felt like when he said it. But then he went a step further and he was like, it's a risk. We take risks every day. You take a risk getting in your car, driving to work. We take those risks every single day. I'm going to play the odds on this one. Bro, the odds are telling you are very likely to get concussed. Very likely. You should do what you can to minimize that. That's insane to me.
Also, nobody drives a car that looks cooler because it lacks safety features. Nobody's like, oh man, I got this dope ass ride. And you know why? Because they took out the airbags. I don't need no fucking airbags. Airbags are drag down my style, baby. I ain't got no time for no airbags. Oh, you a bitch if you roll out there with some airbags. Sure. I risk it all when I'm behind the wheel. Like, you only kind of risk it with your safety features. What a moronic take.
I think it's pretty clear why these players think they are installing 5G towers into their brains via the Guardian caps. It's because they didn't wear the Guardian caps in the first place and they got concussed and their brains don't work anymore. It's a self-fulfilling fucking prophecy. You want to know why Aaron Rodgers is fucked up in the head as he is? Because he's been taking hits in the NFL for 20 years. It's not rocket science here, guys. Like, and Tua is saying it's a personal choice. Okay. Great call, bud.
Right.
You made that choice.
And why wear a helmet? Why wear a helmet at all then? If it's personal,
you know what? Give him one of them leather caps. You can just go out there one of them. No face mask, just a leather cap. George Clooney in that crappy movie.
Y'all some bitches. I'll just wear this leather helmet and I'll take it to you. Get concussed snapping the ball. Like unbelievable. He's literally walking scrambled eggs, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
I really want to unpack what is the personal choice. Like, what is the when he sat down with his wife and he was like, "Listen, I can wear this Guardian." Yeah, I think he's got a couple kids too, which makes this even crazier. You got a family, like protect your head. Legitimate.
I'm gonna play two in this moment. Yo, niggas die every day, B. What I look like wearing a Guardian cap? Niggas die every day, B.
He's got 2 kids. He's got a wife.
I risk it all walking out the door. So what the fuck I look like wearing a Guardian cap?
Okay. So
next you're gonna ask me to wear a seatbelt. What the fuck is this bullshit?
We have the Wu-Tang Clan with a song called "Protect Your Neck." Do we think if we got Wu-Tang back together and we got them to do a "Protect Your Head" song, that more players might wear Guardian caps?
Nope. No, we'd have to get one of these new rappers, Lil Uzi or Lil some asshole from 2020 to do it with all types of techno beats and auto tune and shit, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is hot," but they'd be like, "Oh, it's just Wu-Tang. They're old. They don't know shit."
Can I ask a question? By the way, Scott, Gabe pointing out here that Jabril Peppers wore a Guardian cap. So
yeah, well, and he got caught with coke. So that's what I would say. If I was Tua, I'd be like, "Well, I ain't doing coke." Huh? Guardian caps might make you do coke. I'm out here living drug free, just with no Guardian cap.
Guardian cap conspiracy is that it makes you do coke. It's personal choice. I don't want to do coke. So
I don't want to fall to the ills of hard drugs, man. So I'll just rock this regular helmet.
Not wearing a Guardian cap turns you into a Donald Trump. They're eating the dogs. I might do coke. Fuck.
Except the Guardian caps are turning the freaking frogs gay. That's Alex Jones.
Oh my God, I love it. I absolutely do.
Ed wanting to know if he's been talking to Aaron Rodgers because the Guardian caps may be a government conspiracy. Guys, it's crazy to me that this is a thing. And here's my question to you.
Have quarterbacks been immunized against wearing the Guardian caps? Have they been immunized?
If the Guardian caps work like they say they do, which I'm assuming that smarter people than I have studied this, and they say it lessens the risk, so I would trust that their findings are correct. If that is the case, why isn't the Guardian cap just part of the helmet? Why is this like an optional add-on thing? Why aren't the NFL just being like, okay, redo the helmets so that they include the Guardian cap? Because I feel like if it's just part of your helmet, it's no longer a personal choice. Like that's just your uniform.
Right. Well, and if everybody's wearing it, if it's no longer like you're choosing it, then that's it. Like it's like you wear this helmet or you don't play football. It's a league rule. I don't understand that either. I don't understand how the safety procedures are in place. It is like proven to work and make things better. And then NFL's like, it's an optional. A league that's out here getting sued and all this shit for causing deaths and CTE, and they swept that under the rug. You think that they would do something easy, like I don't know, mandating something like this to appear like they give a shit.
It is mandatory. This is mandatory to wear in practice. But in the game, when people are trying to murder you, you decide. I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna take it or leave it.
God. It is the rule of cool. And it does not look cool to wear that. And there's teams that have shiny helmets. There's teams that have matte helmets, and they don't want to hide all that. And if you look at the way college football has been doing helmets the last couple of years, where they get to do all these crazy designs, you don't get to do those designs on a Guardian cap. They're spending money on these helmets. They want them to look good. That's why they're not mandating it. They're allowing it to be an option, which I'm honestly a little bit surprised the NFL's even allowing it to be an option, because it's a deviation from the usual uniform requirements. So the NFL does not want everyone to look different at all. They want everybody to look the same, but they also want them to look cool, because cool sells. And that's why it's not mandatory. That's exactly it. They do not.
But it's so weird.
NFL does not give a flying fuck about player safety. They can cry about player safety all they want. They don't give a shit. They are a recyclable product.
We know that at the end of the day that they don't, but it's such a weird flex on the helmets, because you buy jerseys, you buy, whatever. Nobody's out there buying a helmet. Like, regardless of how cool it looks and how they're like not marketing the helmet itself as like a piece that somebody can buy. Yes, there are assholes and idiots who will pay top dollar for a helmet, but generally speaking, you're covering up a part of the uniform that most folks aren't purchasing anyway. So
when they show up on Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, any primetime game, what are the two logos they use? They use the helmets. They use the helmets logos. No, just the helmets themselves. I'm telling you, if they make all the guys wear Guardian caps, then the NFL's gonna be like, oh, do we have to put Guardian caps on the logos and the commercials now? That's something there. Like, I guarantee you that is a conversation happening.
And I would love to see those computer-generated graphic helmets with Guardian caps hitting each other. Like, get ready for Monday Night Football! Boom, boom, and it's like, yeah,
it's like sock'em boppers.
Yeah.
But like, can't we figure out a way to get the Guardian caps like
inside
the helmet, like that layer of protection in between the padding in the helmet and the outer shell? Like, isn't there some way that we could just have these installed inside of every helmet? So you still get the helmets that look cool, you still get the matte finishes and the nice designs and the alternate helmets and all that other bullshit. But also, people aren't getting scrambled egg brains. Like that seems like it would be like the NFL could just go to whoever is doing the helmets and be like, figure out a way to get this shit on the inside. Like, make this work so that the Guardian cap is automatically inside every single one.
Well, there's only so much you can put inside before the helmet starts to go out and you start to look like Rick Moranis from Spaceballs in your dark helmet.
I would love to see dark helmet NFL helmets. Just
look at Aaron Rodgers. Look at his helmet. Aaron Rodgers' helmet is fucking huge. You can have a large helmet with a lot of padding inside. There are players that do that. It's just, it also becomes cumbersome and it becomes in the way somehow. I don't know. I don't play fucking football. I don't know how a helmet could get in the way. But I guarantee there's players that think that. And that's just kind of where they are at. Like Scott said, the further you get away from the center, the less likely they are to wear it, even though I think it should absolutely be a requirement for everyone on the offensive and defensive line and all running backs.
I was thinking that you should pick out open up a picture of the Great Gazoo from the Flintstones, because that's what I think about. If you're talking about getting all of that inside the helmets, that is 100% what they are going to look like. But again, if it's safer, I mean, again, at some point, the leather helmets were cool, right? Like, the leather helmets were the things. How many idiots do you think that there were like that didn't want to move away from the leather helmet, but were forced to because, it just made sense? Like, you got to save these idiots from themselves.
Oh, I'm not arguing with you at all, Scott. I think
no, and I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with you either. I'm saying, like, this is just for an NFL thing where it's just like worried about marketing and like, make it happen. You're $1 billion industry. Somebody can figure out how to get, and if they gotta look ridiculous, we'll get used to it. After a while, it'll just be the norm. Like, it won't be different. It won't be awkward, and we'll go on. Like, football will just keep on being played. It's kind of like the shit we got now, or just like, it doesn't look like the football I watched when I was a kid, but I still watch the bullshit.
The kickoff.
Go ahead.
I was saying the kickoff looks stupid as shit. And we got used to that real quick. I'm already used to it. Okay, that's the kickoff. It looks really fucking dumb for 2 weeks, and then
they tell you this is how it's going to be, and boom, you either accept it or you don't.
We're never gonna. It's a drug nobody's gonna quit. Like they could do whatever they want at this point. The fact that we talked about it earlier, the fan rationalization around some of these guys, like Sabata said in regards to Watson, haha, that's what rapists get. Like fans will still justify these guys and still tune in every single week and watch it. So who gives a fuck if the helmets look like that? Like
it's really inconsequential.
Like if you tune in and everybody's got this helmet that's giant like Aaron Rodgers is wearing, nobody really looks weird. It looks the same. It just looks like the uniform, and then nobody is
right. There's no being cool if everybody's wearing it. Like there's no way to differentiate like your helmet.
It's a school uniform.
Tank had a great take earlier in the comments. He said, how about if you get a concussion, then you have to wear a Guardian cap the rest of the year? Like that way it's okay. You have the choice. You do what you want. You get a concussion. Guess what? Now it's Guardian cap time.
I love that idea, but remember, prior to this era, we had guys who would just lie and fake their way through not having one. And we don't want to go doing that. I mean, there are still guys doing that, like but
no, if it's diagnosed,
imagine just talking about like, I ain't wearing no fucking Guardian helmet. I'm getting back in there, coach. Your helmet's on backwards. I know, but I don't want to wear a Guardian helmet. You look like an idiot. I know, but I look like an idiot without a Guardian helmet. Fuck off, coach.
If you go into concussion protocol, you have to wear a Guardian cap the rest of the season. Them's the rules. That is a really fucking easy one to pass.
Yeah.
That's really easy. If you go into concussion protocol,
I think that's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Something that like the players union can object to. Like they would look horrible if they do that. So they're just like, okay, you got us. Yeah, that makes sense. Like go ahead, pass that rule immediately and we'll start it. And there are, Scott, to your point, yes, there will be guys that can fake it through. I mean, we've seen guys get concussed and then they're like, oh yeah, it was an ankle injury. It's like, nah, that wasn't an ankle injury, bro. You weren't wobbling because of your ankle. You were wobbling because that 250-pound guy head right to your head, and it's a problem. But if you're in concussion protocol, like Tua's was clear and obvious again for like the third time. It was like a very clear. He's the reason why we've got the wobble spotters, like because he's doing shit that we're like, that's a concussion. I'm not a doctor.
If I see Tua's fingers contort one more time on the fucking field during a game, like that is a real problem. Like that, it's one thing to like, oh yeah, that guy got his bell rung and you can kind of see him stumbling on the field. The whole stiff body finger, no man, I'm not here for that. That's just scary.
It's scary.
Now there's guys getting fined for gun celebrations and stuff like that. When are they gonna start fining Tua for throwing up gang signs?
Yeah.
Just curious.
Hold on. You earned it. If I can find it. Did you move shit around here? Just kidding. Mookie did. That was well done. Let's go college football here for a minute, fellas. Did you catch any of the Texas-Georgia game, Scott? Did you see what went on with our boy Caesars Texas Longhorns this weekend?
I didn't see anything. I was keeping tabs on it, but I didn't see anything from it.
It was bad. Georgia jumped out. They were up like 23-0 at half. Texas did not look good at all. It was rough for the Longhorns. And then in the second half, Texas started coming back, but there was a pass interference call against Texas. It was a pick six that got wiped off the board, and that it got called for pass interference. And Texas fans were very upset, so upset that they started throwing beer cans and water bottles onto the field at the referee, which then forced the eye in the sky to come in and go, let's take a look at this one again, and overturned the pass interference call. Bullying worked. They threw trash at the officials until finally, all right, we'll look again. Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. But the SEC is not happy, fellas. The SEC fined Texas $250,000 for doing this. Additionally, they've told Texas they have to use everything available, TV broadcasts, monitors in the stadium, security, to identify the people who were throwing trash onto the field. If they are found, they're banned from attending Texas athletic events for the remainder of the 24-25 season. And if Texas does not comply, the SEC is going to ban alcohol sales at Austin. That's
Whoa.
a big punishment right there.
Yikes.
That I is correct. So they're basically saying they came out in their statement and said they have not been banned from selling alcohol yet, but if they don't conform to the policies laid above, they will not be able to sell alcohol at the stadium. I don't think that matters in this case. Like, I don't think it was anytime there's a night game, you're going to get boozed up people that are willing to throw shit on the field.
Right. You're not going to stop that from happening either, too, with tailgating. I mean, as long as tailgating exists, like, yeah, I mean, you're going to have just drunk assholes who will throw things on the field because they're just drunk assholes.
Not only that game day was at that game. So you had game day there that morning. So people were up early boozing. Then they boozed all day long, and then it was a night game. I don't know if they bought any alcohol in the stadium. They might not have been able to get anything in the stadium.
They were probably smart not to.
If they were anything like Caesar, they snuck it in the boot because that's what you do.
There you go.
That's the way to do it. Matt Barr, how do you feel about the SEC bringing the hammer down on Texas?
I can tell you, I've seen a screenshot of the text message that these students are getting, and it's basically like, you were caught throwing shit on the field. You're banned. In order to appeal, here's a link. And they are just texting students about it, saying that they are banned, which I think is hilarious. I'm kind of with Kirby Smart on this one, the Georgia coach who came out and said this sets a really bad precedent that if you don't like a call, just throw shit on the field until the referees overturn it. So I don't like that they went to the eye and sky and overturned this call, but
I love it. Bullying works.
Fuck you, SEC. You invited all these fucking redneck schools in with you. You get the redneck actions. That's what fucking happens. You want all these schools, you get all these schools. You took a Big 12 school. This would have been a fucking standard Big 12 Saturday night. You brought them into the SEC and you expected them to adhere by your rules. They don't adhere by your rules. It's not your rules anymore. You've lost control of this. It is out of containment. You are stuck dealing with the consequences of your greedy actions. So get fucked, SEC. Give Texas back their money. Let the kids go back in their seats.
Scott, what do you think about Texas throwing the trash?
Oh, I got no problem. Hook 'em horns. I actually think that it's bush league to throw shit on the field. Like, personally, I don't understand that concept. Generally, in this case, it worked though, so I'll give them credit. Generally, though, throwing things on any field of play isn't going to change anything. It delays the game. It stops everything. I got no time for it. And, generally it's the degens who don't know where they are anymore anyway doing that type of stuff. And I'm just not here for those type of sports fans being in and around me like, an event I'm watching. And I don't want them fucking representing me. Like, every time the Braves fans have thrown stuff on the field, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, that makes the fan base look horrendous. And it gives, Yankees and Mets fans ways to be like, oh, see, you got bad fans. Oh. So none of that, man. None of it. But also college, man. It's fucking college. Throw it all on the field, baby.
That's what I was like. Wait, why? No, these are college kids.
I mean, hey, look, Scott Kaiser. If I'm paying tuition, I got the right to throw whatever the fuck I want on the field.
There it is. I'm like, what is he doing? Your OWG side was showing there for a little bit.
I mean,
don't throw stuff.
As a responsible adult, I'm not gonna condone it. But if you're a college kid paying tuition that you're not even gonna pay off until you're well past my age, because I'm still paying for mine, fuck it, throw it all day, baby. Especially if you're gonna get favorable calls. Imagine the rallying cry at every other SEC school. Hey guys, if we don't like the call, we'll force them to change it.
Throw that trash. Throw that trash.
I think this should be a new strategy now for fans of every stadium.
How great would it be if at game day this Saturday there's a sign that has the Texas logo and it just says bullying works. No reference point otherwise, just bullying works with the Texas logo. I'm here for that.
They lost though, unfortunately. They didn't win that game.
Yeah,
For the Longhorns. rough night for a lot of teams in the SEC. Tennessee didn't look too hot in their game. You know what, fellas? Let's do this. Let's get some wise guys going here for you. We'll check in on the rank because we're getting close, Scott. And I got to tell you, I don't like the new playoff format. I'm not a fan, and here's why. Normally at this part in the season, enough teams have no shot of even making it to the top 4 that they've fallen off of the, like, you can't even bet on them, right? Like they're just like, they've got 4 losses, they're not getting picked, they're off the board, you can't bet on this team. Now with how the structure is, they're still in play for the conference championship, so DraftKings has odds for them. So I have to update like 120 teams every fucking week. Normally this gets a little bit less and less every week, but now it's still the same amount of time as week 1, and I'm like, I hate this. Somebody lose so that you don't do that to me, Matt Barr. Don't give me the crying eyes. You know what? Now I'm glad James Madison is one of the teams that's off the board. How about that? How about that? No James Madison. You can't even bet on him because they have no shot at the championship.
Yeah,
Burn.
it's JMU. Okay, cool.
Let's check the top 10. If you've never seen the show before, this is where we give you our college football top 10 rankings, and it's based solely on the odds to win the national championship because Vegas knows better than those nerds in the AP or the coaches that watch these teams. Number 10, oh my God. Number 10, Ole Miss, plus 3,000. Ole Miss still hanging on there, Scott. Lane Kiffin and his
I never doubt Lane.
still hanging into a top 10 spot. Number 9, Alabama at plus 2,000. Despite
Dead in the water.
Despite losing their DeBoer is on the hot seat for sure in Alabama. They're at plus 2,000. Miami, Florida at plus 1,800. They're holding it down for the ACC, kind of, because Clemson's at plus 1,600. Number 6 is Tennessee at plus 1,500. Number 5, Penn State at plus 1,300. We haven't had that good James Franklin shit the bed game yet, so that'll topple the top 10. But it's coming. Don't you worry. So as we move to the top 4 of the wise guys this week, number 4 is Oregon at plus 500. Number 3 is Texas at plus 475. Number 2 is Ohio State at plus 400. And back on top, Georgia plus 360 to win the national title.
Wait, where was Notre Dame?
Number 11. They're outside.
Oh, so not on the list. Not okay. So they're the same place on the list as James Madison. Okay, that's cool.
No, because you can bet on Notre Dame. If you wanted to bet on Notre Dame to win the national championship, you could. If you go to bet on James Madison, you cannot because.
Okay. Tell you what, I can be your bookie, and you can bet with me.
Okay, I bet that James Madison will not win the national championship.
Oh, I meant with Notre Dame there, sweet cheeks. Yeah, I'll be your bookie. Don't worry. Forget paying the MGM. You can just pay me, man.
Scott, are you surprised at all about this top 4?
Only that Alabama's not in it, but they've got time. That'll be fun.
2 lost Bama? You still got 2 lost Bama making it in?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt in my mind. But Ohio State's there in their steed, so it's okay. As long as one of the two, like the top 4 will only be confusing if Ohio State or Alabama aren't in it. Otherwise, business as usual.
Well, let's take a look at the playoff bracket as it is right now. So we're going to give you, just like we did last week, I know Mookie's not on the show, but we'll do it for Mookie Bar. We'll do the Wise Guys playoffs, how that looks, and then compare it to the AP. So the Wise Guys playoffs, as it stands right now, you've got Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, and Iowa State getting the byes in the first round, those being your top 4 conference champions. Boise State gets the last automatic bid at the 12 seed for being the highest ranked 5th conference champion. And then everybody else falls in from there. Texas is at number 5, Oregon's number 6, Penn State number 7, Tennessee in the 8th slot. They're taking on Miami. Bama would probably destroy Penn State. There's your James Franklin shit the bed game right there. Bama beating the shit out of Penn State. Oregon would walk pretty easily over Lane and Clemson. Texas has got the easiest path possible. Like in this situation, in all honesty, if you're Georgia, do you tank so that Texas gets that SEC bid and gets the in the top 4 so that you can fall to that 5 slot and just walk through Boise and Iowa State?
Do you want to play Michael Myers, the running back from Boise State, though?
Yeah, I
versus Tennessee and Miami. Yeah,
yeah. Instead of playing Tennessee and Miami,
I'll take my chances.
I understand the dude
it's
stands there and he's scary and he's running up big numbers, but this is classic Hawaii quarterback situation where they're throwing up 600 yards against defenses that are a little suspect.
Yeah, sure, a little bit, but it's a running back, so it's not a quarterback. So it's not an air raid offense where they literally just play, hey, we're going to throw Hail Mary every single play that Hawaii does. But also, like, college football is goofy, man, and we've seen that this year. I don't think there's an easy path for anyone because I've watched every single team on here struggle at some point this year and look not great. Miami looked miserable against Virginia Tech.
Miami is going to fall apart, right? Like there's a couple teams on here that I'm like, I think this is the most parity we've seen in college football in maybe 15 years. Let's look at the
I think any team can win.
Here's the shift to the AP poll.
Well, except for James Madison.
Yeah, James Madison can't.
And the Mets.
The AP, oh shit, shots fired.
Let's fucking go Mets, baby. Made it 2 rounds further than the Braves.
How does BYU sneak in this AP poll? What a sneaky climb in the rankings BYU has, because in the AP poll, the playoffs right now would be Oregon at 1, Georgia at 2, Miami at 3, Iowa State at 4. Boise still gets that 5th spot at 12, but Penn State would face them in that 5. The 6-11 matchup is Ohio State versus BYU. The 7-10 matchup, Texas versus Clemson, and the 8-9 Tennessee LSU.
It moves, and yet I still see the James Franklin fuck up game right there. the classic 12-5 upset, baby.
Also, I think if you ask Aaron Rodgers, he might have an idea of why BYU snuck in with their quarterback.
Nice. This is crazy to me.
Wow. Took me half a beat. I was like, what the fuck does Aaron Rodgers? Oh, yeah, that's schmuck. and I mean Aaron Rodgers, not the BYU quarterback.
Gabe rightfully pointing out, who's getting the shaft? Indiana. Dude, I know Matt Barr has feelings
leading
about
the Big
Indiana.
Ten.
But they look good, man.
They do. Kurt Signet's a good coach. He's just an asshole that left JMU high and dry before the first ever bowl game. So I wish him nothing but the worst, but he does have that team playing. So I think before the end, they are going to make the playoff as an at-large build.
Matt said he disagrees with everything we've said. I don't know how you could, but all right, man. Sorry about that.
That's one of my coworkers, so I really appreciate that. I'm going to give him so much shit on teams tomorrow.
Not only that, I mean, black people don't like to look bad. So, like, I feel like everything we said is a bit of a stretch. Like, we don't like wearing Guardian caps, yo. It's a lifestyle choice.
Race card.
Ain't no Guardian caps in the hood.
Isn't the name, if they change the name, would the wide receivers be more likely to wear them? Like if it wasn't like promoted as like, this is for safety.
What's the name, Mike?
I don't know.
Workshop it for us. What's the name?
No, I'm not going to workshop.
I was going to say, don't step on that land, Mike.
Yeah, I see that go. That's bait. That's bait. That's what that is. I'm going for that one, Bar. Jesus.
Mookie would have fallen for it.
Although I am curious what it would take to market the Guardian helmet in such a way that black folks are like, yeah, that's that hotness. Like I'm curious what it would be that would like tip the scales. Because I can't think of anything. Like it's got to look way better than it currently does before that it's even a possibility. Do-rag cap. I'm glad that Gabe workshopped that and not Mike. That's all I'll say about that one. If Mike had said do-rag cap, the race card button wouldn't have been hit quick enough. Well played, Gabe.
Can I ask you guys a question? Because I have a legit question here, and I'm trying to pull this up for everybody so that we can take a look at this. But we're not wearing Guardian caps because they're not cool, right?
I know. This is
a statement that gets made with the big fucking hat. Like, this was a thing for a while where NFL players and like all these dudes were wearing the giant fucking caps, but Guardian caps, no, that's not cool. You know what's cool? This is cool. This is fucking cool. What are we doing? What are we doing?
The African American male is a complex creature when it comes to fashion. That's all I'll say. We are complex people when it comes to fashion and safety. Like, hey, I'll wear jeans 19 sizes too big and a tee that goes down to my ankles, but I ain't putting on no fucking Guardian helmet. Yo, what I look like wearing that shit? That looks ridiculous.
That is so stupid. I would never wear something like that. Now, if you'll excuse me, hand me my big hat so I can leave. I said good day, sir.
Yeah, there's no recourse. There's none. I can't. That's not even like the college kid. I get it. It's like I don't know, man. Because again, a safety feature, I'd be all on board with it. It's like, you mean I may be able to remember my name at 55 if I just wear this helmet for a few years during my career? Okay.
It's weird, man. It's very weird. Speaking of weird, let's talk baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh shit.
Super weird, guys. Very strange things that have happened in the playoffs because two of the teams with the highest payrolls in all of baseball are meeting in the World Series. It's a weird thing that's happened. I don't know how this happened. Scott, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mookie Bar, I'm
this
sorry.
one sucks.
Sorry, Mookie Bar. I apologize.
As bad as it is for Scott, it's equally as bad for me. These are two of my least favorite teams as well. This is, and for baseball's perspective, this is the best World Series they could have asked for from Major League Baseball's perspective, because the Yankees and the Dodgers are the two most recognizable teams in the country. In the world, they've got Shohei Ohtani, they've got Aaron Judge, they've got MVPs, they've got all this stuff. For people that actually watch baseball, this is boring as shit. Because neither one of these teams have anything exciting going on. Other than Shohei Ohtani playing for the Dodgers, there's no fun in any of these teams. They are not exciting. They're not fun to watch. They don't have
there's no story.
They don't have any kind of storyline. I just knocked over my microphone getting pissed off about it. They don't have any. Yeah, there's no, like Scott said, there's no story to it. There's no like redemption. It's just these.
Yeah, there's no underdog. This is
what it was expected to be from the jump, and it's cool, man. Cool.
And it sucks because baseball has actually been able to avoid this for a good part of the last 2 decades. Like in the 2000s, this hasn't really been the case where it's just, we just roll out the 2 highest payrolls and call it a day. Like, it's been avoidable, but as soon as the second it happens, and at the beginning of the year, you can always say like the Yankees and somebody, and pick a team that the Dodgers have gotten to the point where they became that team, and the globalness of Shohei and just all the money spent. Fine. Before that, it was somebody else, but the idea that Major League Baseball got what they wanted because they got the 2 biggest media markets and the 2 most star-studded just from a household name perspective, like it makes me fucking sick. Like, and you go from the heels of last year's World Series between the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, where it's just like, this is baseball at one of its purest forms, and just chef's kiss to this. Like, I don't want to watch this. I have no desire to see this. And I know the craziest part is the ratings are going to be through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be because I watch a single second of it, because I won't. Like, I don't like true baseball fans have no interest in this fucking series.
Look at Matt Barr just
it's exactly right. I don't give 2 flying fucks about this World Series. It's not entertaining. Scott touched on it, but Texas and Arizona last year was two of the most random teams. If you asked anyone in July what two teams are playing for the World Series, no one would have said Texas and Arizona. That's what makes the baseball playoffs fun. It's about who gets hot at the right time and who's healthy and hot at the same time, I guess, that makes it through. And baseball is such a streaky sport that you hope for that. But if you asked everybody in April or May or June or July or August, they all would have said Yankees, Dodgers. This is boring as shit. This sucks.
So I'm looking.
It's good. It's good for It's good for Major League Baseball and building the sport. It's bad for, like Scott said, true baseball fans that actually watch the game.
But it's good for degenerates, and this is where Mookie would come in handy for me, because I've gotten really accustomed to betting sporting events that I'm not really going to watch anyways. It's a really fun thing to make a bet on a game that you have no intention of watching, and then 3 hours later look and go, I won $60. That's kind of cool. So that's what I'm planning on doing with the World Series. I don't have any intention of watching this, but I do plan on betting on it. So I need some advice, fellas, because Scott, you guys touched on it on Backwards K last night. The Yankees appear to be the fresher team. They had the easier path to the World Series. The Dodgers are a little more battle tested. So how does that factor into our World Series bet? And then on top of that, here's something I thought of. The Yankees are coming off a series where they didn't have to leave the Eastern time zone and are now going to have to start traveling cross country. The Dodgers have already been doing that. To the city that they are about to play in, the Mets, the Metropolitans, going across country. Sorry, Matt, I thought you were showing off your shirt there again.
No.
So the Dodgers are accustomed to this coast-to-coast series. How does that play into our bet? So I'm looking at DraftKings right now. It looks like the Dodgers are the favorite to win the series at -122. In terms of the length of the series, it looks like they're thinking 6 games. Matt Barr immediately says 5.
Dodgers in 5.
I take that back.
That was what I called last night on the show. As I'm playing the music to go off, Chris is like, "What about a prediction?" And I'm like, "Dodgers in 5."
Oh, I take that back. That's not the favorite. The favorite is 6. Over 5.5 games is -180. Under 5.5 games is +145 right now. So that's the second most likely scenario according to Vegas. So you guys are saying Dodgers in 5, huh?
The Yankees are going to win the bullpen game that the Dodgers throw, and that's the only one they're going to win.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are so good. The Dodgers are so fucking good, top to bottom. That team is insane.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I spent most of the year thinking, and this is not just blind hatred, thinking how average the Yankees were, the most pedestrian team that could possibly have two of the best hitters in baseball, and Judge and Soto on the same road. The rest of that roster is just cobbled together bullshit. And so, for as much money as they spend and as big a market is in, and you think of all the names that they've had throughout their history, it's like they really are carried on offense by 2 guys. And then the pitching staff has played pretty well over the last month, but they didn't really do anything special throughout this season. They just happened to be better than the Guardians and Royals at the right time, which is not telling me shit. The Dodgers somehow got better in the last couple of months, despite losing more of their starting pitching. And I thought that was going to be their doom, but they've gotten better. And I think Shohei's on a mission, and I just don't think that they're going to lose this series. I don't think that the Yankees deserve to be there, other than the fact that they played the games that said that they got there.
If the Dodgers do come out on top here, which seems to be the most likely scenario, and Shohei gets a ring in his first year out of the Angels organization, how pissed is Mike Trout, sitting there watching this all develop? Motherfucker, I'm still stuck here. I was regarded as the greatest baseball player to ever play the game until this guy showed up. And the two of us together, as 2 of the greatest baseball players to ever play the game, couldn't even make the postseason. And the minute he leaves, he's off winning a World Series ring, and I'm stuck. Mike Trout's got to hate life, right? That's got to be tough.
Mike Trout's got to be kicking himself because he was loyal to the Angels for fucking reasons.
Dummy.
Reasons. when he is a favorite son in Philly. He's from South Jersey. He could have gone to the Phillies and probably would have signed a cheaper contract than the one he signed in LA to go there and be like I said, the favorite son. He would have been absolutely adored in Philly, and he could have done that, but he's stuck with a shit organization, with a shit owner, and a shit stadium, with a shit team, and a shit roster, and a shit farm system, and now he's just stuck in this world of shit he has created for himself. But at the end of the night, he made $300 million in his career, and I made $0. So who really came out on top here? I think it's Mike Trout. But if I'm him, I'm trying to find a way to get traded from the Angels organization. However, with his track record of injuries, I don't know what team's going to give up enough that the Angels could be like, yeah, we'll get rid of Mike Trout for that.
Nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to give up anything for Mike Trout at this point, especially with all of the injuries that have been piling up. But I just feel bad for Scott. Do you feel bad for Mike Trout in any way?
I do. I do, because his loyalty has not been rewarded. And, I don't think that he's necessarily bitter about Shohei. He's probably happy, but he definitely has to feel like some type of way just about the way his career has played out. And like that, he probably takes some responsibility on himself, like for that failure of them not even making the playoffs. Because you feel like at least you could say, well, we made the playoffs and it just didn't work. But having not even sniffed the playoffs that time that he was there, that's got to sting a lot. And then, yeah, I mean, he's helpless because his body is just giving up on him through the back half of his career. Like, that can't be easy. And I give him credit for staying loyal to the Angels, but my man, it's time for that ship to sail. Like, you've got to go force the issue, because what little bit is left of his career shouldn't be lost in Anaheim. I mean, like, we'll never get to see prime Mike Trout play for a franchise that he's, that actually cares and honors who he is as a player. But damn it, if we shouldn't be rewarded with the fact that he's part of like a championship run at some point in some other city or franchise, like that, we'll appreciate it.
Who fumbled it worse? Mike Trout in the Angels organization being that loyal to that shit franchise, or Joey Votto in the Reds organization being loyal to that shit franchise? Because I got to say, in that case, I'm picking Joey, because at least Trout was in California where it's like warm and it's like decent things. Like, he didn't spend the whole time in Cincinnati.
I was just about to say Joey Votto actively chose to live in Ohio, so he loses. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
That's a very good point. But I mean, at the same time, Trout's paid those state taxes his entire career, and that's mighty stupid
fair.
too.
That's fair.
As much as I love Colorado, or as much as I love California, rather, like,
South Jersey and Delaware are not that far from each other. Are you sure that Mike Trout doesn't have a permanent residence in Delaware where they have no state income tax and he just rents in California?
I mean, if he's smart, yeah, but his paycheck still gets taxed in California.
Not if you're renting. If you're renting, you're not subject to state taxes in California.
Oh, really? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I think I thought that the state issued tax. Like,
well, I mean, as someone that rented in California and stuff, I was subject to Virginia state taxes. Because I was
there's your old man segment of the week, talking
breaking down tax code.
Craft brewed taxes. You guys got to listen to these guys. They're great. They talked about Deshaun Watson and then broke down state taxes if you're renting in California.
And in between that, they talked about the Guardian helmet for a good long while.
Speaking of the Guardians, I want to step back to the Yankees this year and how we were talking about how I think LA is going to steamroll the Yankees. It's also because the NL was so much better than the AL this year.
So much better.
If you get rid of the White Sox, even then, I mean, the NL was so much better. The Mets and Braves went down to the Monday after the season ended. Both had to win to get into the playoffs. Had they been in the AL, God bless, I'm pulling a mic from the intro here.
Wow.
If they'd been in the AL, they would have been 6 or 7 games up in the wild card.
Yeah.
That's how much better the NL was in the AL this year. So the Yankees making it out of the AL, who cares? They made it out of whatever. The NL was the gauntlet this year. And whoever came out of that was winning the World Series. And that's how I felt.
I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. It's bad enough hearing Yankees in the first World Series since 2009. I don't want to hear the Yankees have won the first World Series. Here's my thing.
It feels like it's not that long ago, too. I know we always, the 90s feel like they were like 5 minutes ago, or you're just like, oh, and it's like, oh, okay, it's been 30 years basically. But damn it, all of the 2009 talk, it's technically a long time ago, but it sure as fuck doesn't feel like that long ago. I'm like, damn, didn't these assholes just win one not that long ago? And I'm like, 2009 doesn't feel long enough.
That was 15 years ago. I was still in college.
Doesn't feel long enough, man.
I'm telling you, I was thinking about that today. Things that were going on. I don't even know if Snapchat was a thing 15 years ago. Instagram, people were still taking pictures of their food. Facebook might have still required a college ID login.
No, it's long.
Like a .edu to get in.
It's long past that. Snapchat, their initial release was 2011. So no, Snapchat was not a thing the last time the Yankees were in the World Series. That's kind of bananas. Also, Gabe, we got to call it out officially. Matt with the SEC stance of the NL was the dominant conference and whoever came out of that was going to win it. Matt's going to be sitting there after the Dodgers win the World Series just chanting at his TV, NL, 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 like he's partially won the championship.
That's okay because he's gonna be doing that, and I'm gonna be calling the committee, telling him next year we want more NL representatives. We deserve more representatives in the field this year. We can OWG the shit out of these playoffs, baby. Feed Major League Baseball a taste of their own medicine.
Oh shit! It's funny because I've always advocated for that in basketball of just let in the top 16 teams. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
With this? One's dog shit. Wait. Just do it in MLB too. That should just be the thing. Just give us the best teams into the playoffs.
Especially after 162, for God's sakes.
Yes. We know who's good and who isn't. Like it's fine. Just put us out of our misery. All right, fellas, let's talk a little basketball. Kind of.
Boom shakalaka!
Sarah, sorry for my tardiness. Trunk or treat. Don't apologize. Happy Halloween. I hope the kiddo got a lot of good candy. What's he going to be this year for Halloween? That's. I don't have a costume yet, fellas. I haven't thought this one through. Scott, are we doing costumes next week?
Me and you. I mean, we can. I'm game to do costumes. The kids asked like if me and Cheryl were dressing up, and I'm like, I think we're past that. Like, you guys aren't doing superheroes anymore. You're doing dumb Fortnite stuff. I'm out. So I don't, and it's fine. I remember, when I was a kid, the parents dressing up with the kids wasn't a thing, but I definitely remember, reaching the age where the boys are now, where I would have been like, yo, I don't need my parents dressing up as anything like me. So it's cool. I'll just walk around and drink and watch as they, stumble along to each house.
I feel like, I'm in the same spot with the boys where they're kind of grown out of the family costume. So we don't have like a theme. But I still like to dress up. I might go back to my old favorite where I wear the Buzz Lightyear onesie and carry around a beer and go as Buzz the Lightyear. That's
I do. I mean, that's evergreen. So
good wordplay on that one. So I may do that. Sarah's saying he was the plague doctor, and she went as Dolly Parton and crushed it. She did.
You know what? I might.
Lou Holtz, Gabe. All right, there it is. Scott, we talked about this. Fuck. We said this. We said we need to be Lou Holtz and Mark May for Halloween.
Oh, that's right.
Should we do a Lou Holtz and Mark May show next week?
I don't want to shave my beard.
Mark May had a little bit of a
I also don't have any glasses. He just had the goatee and glasses. Like, that was the stuff.
Bro, you could get the readers at like Walmart for like $5. You're good.
I didn't pay for my kid's birth. You think I'm gonna go buy readers?
If you get readers and then you wear a suit, you're Mark May. And I've already got the Lou Holtz gear. Let's do this. Let's do a Lou Holtz Mark May show next week.
That's fair. Okay, remind me of this. Remind me of this when I don't buy beer come like Monday morning, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, that's right, we're gonna do that."
Thanks, saying, "Holy shit, Scott, do it for the bit."
I know we definitely discussed doing it for the bit, and I'm like, "Fuck."
Whitey said you could just return them. You could buy the glasses and then just return them after the
Would
show.
like to return these $5 readers. Are they used? No.
Don't take the tag off. You think the person making minimum wage at Walmart is going to give a shit? They're just going to be like, all right, whatever, fine. Are they used? No. Okay. They are. I don't give a shit. Just give me
I was thinking I was just going to procure myself a Guardian helmet and just wear it on the show. Look good, feel good, play good, right? Look, I'm something you won't see. I'm a black guy with a Guardian helmet on. Something spooky as that.
Sarah, you didn't miss it. We just shifted to basketball. Sarah wanting to know, did we talk about how fun it is to be at Dayton in basketball, regardless of the reason or part of the season? She means how fun it is to beat Dayton because, Scott, college basketball exhibitions have kicked off. Xavier, their first exhibition game was against Dayton, and they beat them, and I felt like I was back in college again. I was so excited to see that happen.
It is an evergreen tradition to watch, no matter what time. Exhibition, postseason, preseason, regular season, doesn't matter. Xavier's beating Dayton. Book it.
Miller for three. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
I purposely waited to let you get that out because I'm not interrupting a bashing of Dayton with the overtime drop because it warmed my heart.
It's so good.
It felt so nice, and it was on TV. I got to watch it. I got to watch Xavier. Oh, it's the best.
And you know they're destrored by it. Like they can pretend like, oh, well, it's just a preseason game, but it ripped their hearts out.
They're crushed.
I've been to the University of Dayton exactly one time, and it was when Jamie was in the NCAA championship in the tournament, and they were 16 seed and they had to play Indiana, and they got absolutely fucking smoked by Cody Zeller and who was the guard? Can't remember. Anyway, yeah, they got smoked by the Dwight Schrute looking motherfucker that coached Indiana. So fuck Dayton. So yeah, I'm here for Dayton losing too.
I love seeing it. Here's one that's kind of interesting for college basketball. So the University of Delaware recently accepted a bid to join Conference USA. They are leaving the Coastal Athletic Association and moving up to Conference USA. However, that doesn't take effect until July of next year, which means they have to play this season in the CAA. And the CAA isn't too happy that the University of Delaware is leaving. They're kind of pissed off about it because they unveiled their CBS Sports Network games that are going to be on TV. There's like 27 games that CBS Network is carrying. 3 of those are their tournament semifinals and finals games. The 24 regular season games, none of them feature the University of Delaware. University of Delaware gets 0 TV time because the CAA has worked out the schedule so that they get no TV time. Scott, all-time petty move on CAA's part on this one.
I kind of love it. They're like, oh, that's fine. Good luck finding anybody being able to watch your games. I guess that's an all-time move. I'm not usually here for conferences and the people in more power are wielding it like that. But for this, sign me up.
Matt Barr, you've got a rough history with the CAA. Yep. You have, I believe your exact words before the show were, I've got a bone to pick with them, which is a very white thing for you to say. Go ahead and pick that bone, Matt Barr.
Speaking of white things, yes, it was Victor Oladipo, and I wasn't trying to come up with that name from memory. Thank you, Gabe. So they used to be the Colonial Athletic Association. That's what they used to be, because they used to be mostly centered in the state of Virginia. However, they had to expand as teams started to leave. And when JMU tried to leave and they tried to jump from FBS to FCS, and they tried to go from the CAA to the Sun Belt, all of the struggles they had of trying to get a bowl game and trying to get recognized as the team that they were held back by the CAA because they are salty bitches that cannot stand the fact that they are getting left. They are getting left behind so many times by so many schools because they are a trash organization that doesn't know how to promote itself. It doesn't know how to promote their teams. It doesn't know how to be competitive. It doesn't know how to do anything. They keep losing teams to higher levels, and then they go, you know what sounds great? Stony Brook. And that's who they bring into play, and they wonder why teams want to leave and go play better competition. And then they just get really, like, they're super salty about it. So, you know what? You don't want to put UDEL games on, which, I mean, that's fucking fine. Fuck the Hens. But, you know, like, really, is this the way to go? Is this the image they want to portray to teams that they want to bring in to replace these teams that are leaving? It just feels so counterintuitive for them to do. And
join our conference, we'll hold you hostage forever. Once you come, you can never leave. They're the Hotel California of sports conferences.
That's more or less it. But they're not as entertaining as the Eagles. So, you know, that's why they're losing the fucking Hens. It's just it's the worst. It's such a trash organization, and just like, I mean, 90% of the NCAA that isn't one of the big conferences. SEC or the Big Ten, but even then they're assholes too. They're just assholes on the exact opposite direction. This is like college sports are clearly this big circle where the assholes meet in the middle, and they meet in the middle. It's just they're completely on opposite ends. It's a terrible move. It's a dumb move, and you're really screwing these kids out of a chance to shine. So that's where I don't like it the most. Is these kids deserve their time in the light.
I agree. You could have at least given them one game, but now this is bulletin board material. This is rat poison if Nick Saban's in the locker room for the basketball team, because you make it to that semifinal game, they can't stop you. They got to show you on TV. So let's go, boys. Let's get out there and make this CAA semifinal and show everybody what we got on ESPN3. All right, bring it in. Hens on 3. That's kind of what I the CAA. Why?
I thought they were going to make – I'm surprised they were on ESPN3 and not the Ocho, because it's the CAA.
One more story for you before we get out of here. And I know nobody really likes these, but let's talk soccer.
On a fucking second, can we go back to the part where Cher shit on me about needing the readers so that I'd need them eventually anyway, and I just pre-buying? What kind of hateful shit is that? My eyesight is immaculate.
So
what I look like wearing a Guardian helmet and readers. You know, look good, feel good, play good. I ain't wearing no readers even if I need to. I'm black. We ain't doing that.
Scott's the one that's like, man, what the fuck? I'm not going to wear readers. Can you imagine how stupid I look? All right, hand me my phone. And then he's like,
yeah. Let me give me a phone up in my eye. I'm like, I don't need no fucking readers. All right, now I'll see you later, and put on my big hat and roll the fuck out. Be looking like Pharrell.
Sir, hand me my reader so I can leave here safely.
No, but not safely, because it ain't thug to be safe. I'm gonna leave out of here without a seatbelt on, bitch.
Scott has to take his hat off to read the menu. He's just like, oh, hang on a second.
You guys don't make this in bigger print. Fuck. Not even the senior section.
Sarah pointing out, though, she's appealing to your cheap side. You're beating the market before they're more expensive later. You got to buy it now before the prices jump up.
That's accurate. That's not a bad strategy. I think I can get on board with that, actually.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah. All right, so there's a French team. I don't even know what league. I think they're League One in France. They lost 5-0 in this game, and the team president was not happy. We talked a little bit ago about the best post-game interview. Matt Barr, you had a nomination of Najee Harris for the best post-game interview.
Yeah,
I would like now to submit the president of this soccer club, because during the post-game interview, he fired the coach and then blamed the players for it. He basically said, he's fired. He's done. He's not coming back. And looked at the camera and said, and to all of you in the locker room, it's your fault. you're the reason why this man got fired, and then ended the post-game interview. This is a dude just sitting on the sidelines giving this to a reporter.
Who gave Led Tasso just charge of a French soccer team? Who decided that was a good idea?
Bring this to the United States now. I want to see the owner of an NFL team fire. Can you imagine if the Jets owner fired Robert Saleh after the game during a post-game interview on the field? Like, he was just like, Saleh's not fucking coming back. This is bullshit. He's done. And Aaron Rodgers, this is your fault, mainly because you asked for it. Like, that would be amazing television.
I'll tell you what, you give the Cowboys some more time, and Jarrah might do it to Mike McCarthy and then blame Dakota.
That's a good point.
I mean, that might happen in the NFL.
Scott, on the petty meter, where does this one rank?
I'm going to give it a solid 9.5 behind denying college kids the opportunity to be on TV. But I am still absolutely here for it. I think it would be great if an owner would do that. Like, it would never happen with Woody Johnson because he's not that tight. But imagine a cool owner, if there's such a thing, doing something like that. Like, yo, this motherfucker ain't gonna be here on Monday. And by the way, the quarterback that I'm paying a whole lot of money to, that motherfucker sucks too. All right, anybody got any more questions?
It's
Like,
not even,
that'd be great.
It's not even like a press conference, though. That's the amazing thing. It's like the sideline interview, like the reporter. He's on the field.
Oh,
He's on the field, and the reporter's asking him questions. He's like, he's not coming back. He's done. It's over. He's done. He's out of here. And players, it's your fault. He didn't even make it to, like, all right, I talked to him in the back. He didn't move off the field before he fired this man. It's the greatest thing I've heard.
That makes it even better, because then in the locker room, the reporters start asking the coach, so you've been fired. Like, excuse me?
What?
Right. Talk about you no longer having a job. What? Yeah, your owner just said out in the field a few minutes ago that you won't be back because he blamed your players. Can you talk about that? Like, what the fuck? That'd be amazing. I would love if that happened in Jarrah's world.
I just picture the team coming into the locker room all sad because they just lost 5-0. The TVs are on. It's showing the post game, and somebody's like, just turn this shit off. And then you just hear the owner go, he's fired, and it's your fucking fault. And the guy's like, wait, turn that up. What did he just say? Rewind that shit. Did he just blame us for this? It's the best. It's the best.
Players have been finding out they're traded, cut, something else on social media for a very long time.
True.
It's about time the coaches started feeling the same fucking way.
Seriously.
It's about time we started getting it back for the players, because I want to see some of these coaches just got in the worst possible ways. And I wanted to, like, I guess, I mean, it's not quite Saleh having to be escorted out of the building by security. There might have been some ranting about Aaron Rodgers when that was going on. But I literally just want some coach to show up to his post-game press conference and just be fired. Like, everyone in the room knows it except for fucking him. I think that would be electric.
We're getting closer. We're inching towards that, right? Like, Lane Kiffin got left on the tarmac. Like, that was close. That was like, well, you're by the way, you're not getting on this plane. Just go ahead and wait for the next one, because you're not coming with us. Like, we're inching backwards, but we need to expedite this quicker, because doing it on the field after a game, chef's kiss. It's so good. All right, boys, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking. We're going to wrap this up. Scott, what was in your mug tonight, rated on Caesar scale, dog or no dog?
I was drinking Taft's and Frisch's Collabo on pumpkin pie ale. Super dog. One of the smoothest pumpkin pie ales around. Love it.
Fair enough. I'll get a pumpkin pie ale. All right. I'll get some pumpkin beer.
You do it. Any pumpkin beer at this point, man. You're running out of time, dude. Come on.
Mookie Bar, what was in your mug? Dog or no dog?
Well, come on to Richmond. Like I said, we have 3 pumpkin beers on tap at Hardywood Brewing, which is what I was drinking tonight. But I was drinking the Mars and Gun Hells. They started to brew a Marzen. Didn't go so well, and became a Hells with some nice malt backbone. Absolute dog, 5.8%. Big fan.
I was drinking the same beer that's been in my fridge for the last 3 weeks. That's 50 West Doom Pedal. Now that the 6-pack is done, I actually have to go buy more beer, so there is a good shot there will be pumpkin beer next week. It's a dog. It's a good beer. I really like this one. It's a heavy hitter, Scott.
No doubt. It'll get you fucked up if you look away for too long.
Fellas, you know what tonight was?
A show?
Tonight was a show.
Yay!
Boys, we put it in today. We did work. I want to end the show, though, for real, saying congratulations, Mookie and Jenna. We're so happy for you guys. If you missed the beginning, Mookie popped on. Mookie and Jenna have welcomed their baby boy into the world. So we've got a little Mooklet running around now, and I'm super excited for them. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. We're growing this thing, right? And we need your help to do it. So sub to the YouTube channel. Tell a friend who might like this stupid show to go sub to the YouTube channel. Help us out. Help us grow those numbers. You can follow us at Craft B Sports. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of those. Go find us there. You can join the Facebook group. It's really the only reason to have Facebook anymore. So go join the group. It's the show between the show. It's the fourth host coming to life. It's a good time. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. Go hit them up. And also sub, rate, and review to the podcast on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. We will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Fuck this World Series!
Baby Oliver, fuck it, we ball.
I don't know much about your show or what's going on.